The next thing we're going to look at in this section is sketching the graph of lines, and we want them in slope-intercept form to use our slope-intercept method of graphing that you've been taught before. Slope-intercept method of graphing is, well, the general form of the equation is y equals mx plus b, and you're always going to plot your b first, which is your y-intercept, and then you're going to use your slope from the y-intercept, wherever you plotted that point, to find your next point, and then you're going to draw your line. That's kind of the steps involved. So let's look at number 42 right here. We've got y equals negative 2/3 x plus 1. So this is our b. It means it crosses or has a y-intercept of positive 1. So we're going to put positive 1 on our graph. Now our slope is negative 2/3. That's what m is equal to. Notice I put the negative with the top number. I just like to do that if my slope is negative. So remember, slope is rise over run. So this is our rise, negative 2. So from that point I put at 1 there on the y-axis, I'm going to rise negative 2, which means I go down 2, and then I'm going to run 3. So I'm down 2 from that point, and running a positive 3 would be going to the right. So I'd be right over here. And remember, if your slope is negative on your equation, the line has to go downhill. If I went the other way, I could make it 2 over negative 3. Well, then I would rise 2 from my point at 1 on the y-axis, and then run negative 3, which would be to the left, which would put your point over here. And you can put it with either. I just like to be consistent and put it with the top. And then you just draw your line. Make sure you put arrows on both ends. Now we're going to look at finding the slope of a line parallel to the given line, the given equation. Parallel lines, if you can remember this, and this is what you're going to want to write down, parallel lines, and you dealt with parallel lines a lot in geometry, parallel have the same slope. And you need to remember that. So, and we're going to look at number 50 here as our first example. So I want to find a line, or the slope of a line that's parallel to that. Notice that's already in slope-intercept form. Okay, I'm going to cover this up a little bit here. So let's erase this. Okay, so if you notice, our slope, it's already in slope-intercept form, is 7/4. So we would want to use 7/4 because a parallel line will have that same slope. Now, if you go down to 58, notice we're not in slope-intercept form. We have 9x plus 2y is equal to 10. Okay, so 9x plus 2y is equal to 10. We're going to need to get that in slope-intercept form. Very important that you know and remember how to do this. So if we're going to get this in slope-intercept form, I'm going to solve for y, so I'm going to subtract 9x. I get 2y equals negative 9x plus 10. I'm going to divide by 2, so I get y equals negative 9/2 x plus 5. Okay, so there's my equation in slope-intercept form, and now I want to pick off the slope. If it's parallel, it's going to have the same slope, so it's negative 9/2. That would be our answer.